Hi! I'm Em and this is Emm Läser, which is Swedish for Em Reads. I actually uploaded my last video! I am so proud of myself. You know, the moment I was done filming it, I just sat down and I edited it and now it's on the internet and I am so proud of myself for that. It feels good to be doing this again because it is very fun even though it is pretty time consuming. Anyway, today I thought that I would do something that I have been wanting to do for years, like since way before I even knew that BookTube existed, and that is to do a bookshelf tour. I think I've been watching bookshelf tours since I was like 14, and finally I'm going to be doing my own. I can't really think about anything else to say about it, so let's just show you guys what books are on my shelves. So this is my top left shelf and we're gonna start off here, and this is a shelf that you can see most of the time in the background when I make videos. And this is basically my British paperbacks shelf. As you can see here, all of these books have been published in the United Kingdom and none of them are floppy because floppiness is not for the British apparently. Anyway, let's get started. The first two books here are Airhead and Airhead Being Nikki by Meg Cabot. Then we have Struck by Lightning by Chris Colfer. Avalon High by Meg Cabot. I'm not sure why this isn't actually next to the other two Meg Cabot books. That would make the most sense. I should just put it there. Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. And Invisibility by Andrea Creamer and David Levithan. There are some books that I think most people recognize, and those are some, not all, of the Harry Potter books. So first up we have the normal edition of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, along with the new edition of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. By the way, this is one of the most beautiful books that I own. It's so gorgeous. Then we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban Signature Edition, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, also Signature Edition. Another normal edition, and this time Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Moving on, we have The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet by Bernie Sue and Kate Rowling, Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After, all three by Stephanie Perkins. Then we have Vicious and A Darker Shade of Magic, both by V.E. Schwab. Next up is the entirety of the Lunar Chronicles, except for the first book because my boyfriend is currently borrowing it from me. But present here are Scarlet, Cress, and Winter, all by Marissa Meyer. And last on this shelf is the entire Divergent series by Veronica Roth, consisting of Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant. The shelf underneath the British paperbacks is the American paperback shelf. Most of these books are American paperbacks or international paperbacks, basically the floppy paperbacks. Starting off in the corner we have Djuparo by Lisa Bjerbo, which is a Swedish YA book. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Vad är Audrey or Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. Royal Wedding by Meg Cabot. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. How to Be Bad by E. Lockhart, Sarah Mlinowski, sorry if I didn't say that right, and Lauren Miracle. The Selection Stories, The Prince and the Guard by Kiera Cass. I Am Number 4, The Lost Files, The Legacies. I Am Number 4, The Lost Files, Secret Histories. And I Am Number 4, The Lost Files, Hidden Enemy, all by Pinnacles Lore. Unite Me, Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and Ignite Me, all by Tahira Malfi. Next up is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, which I definitely didn't put next to Tahira Malfi's books on purpose, no, not at all. A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Every Day by David Levithan. And Every You, Every Me, also by David Levithan, with photographs by Jonathan Farmer. Never Always Sometimes by Addie Alsett. Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. Rebel Bell by Rachel Hawkins. If I Stay and Where She Went, both by Gail Forman. And we have Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Catherines, Paper Towns, and The Fault in Our Stars, all by the one and only John Green. And we have The Rise of 9, The Fall of 5, and The Revenge of 7, all by Pittacus Lore. And the last book on this shelf is Stars Above, a Lunar Chronicles collection by Marissa Meyer. And now we are at the bottom of the left shelf, and this is the I didn't know where else to put these books, so I put them here shelf. There are some manga and graphic novels and some books that I have multiple copies of and just some random stuff, so let's get into it. The first book we have here is In Real Life by Cory Doctorow and Jan Wang. Then we have a shit ton of manga. We have volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 of the 3-in-1 edition of the Skip Beat manga by Yoshiki Nakamura. Then we have Use by Vilja Tulia Huotarinen. This is a Finnish name that I probably pronounce entirely wrong, but yeah. Then we have the movie edition of Cirkeln or The Circle by Matt Strandberg and Sarah Bergmark Elfgren, as well as the sequel Eld, also by Matt Strandberg and Sarah Bergmark Elfgren. Then we have a Swedish edition of Divergent by Veronica Roth. This edition was given to me at the Hunger Games premiere, I think. Then we have the Swedish editions of volumes 5 and 6 of Meg Cabot's Mediator series, as well as some other Meg Cabot books. Airhead, Being Nikki, and Runaway. Swedish edition of All American Girl, which for some reason is named Washington DC, Teen Idol, How to Be Popular, and Ready or Not. These are all in Swedish, by the way, as you can see. Then we have Besvärjelser och beskydd by Maria Friedner, who is a Swedish author who is actually from my hometown. And last but not least, we have the Swedish editions of the 2 first books in the Raven Rings trilogy, Odin's Barn or Odin's Child, and Röta, both by Siri Petterson. Now we are at the top of my right shelf, and this here is my American hardcover shelf. So basically, the most prettiful of the books. First up is Dumpling by Julie Murphy. Then we have Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. Divergent Collector's Edition by Veronica Roth. I think this is the third time I am showing you guys Divergent. And 4, a Divergent collection also by Veronica Roth. Then we have Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, as well as Second Chance Summer, both by Morgan Matson. And at the bottom we have The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adier and The Air by Hira Cass. Moving on, we have The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and P.S. I Still Love You, both by Jenny Han. We Should Hang Out Sometime by Josh Sundquist, Fairest Levana's Story by Marissa Meyer, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Elias Science, Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian, the normal edition and the exclusive Barnes & Noble Collector's Edition of Eleanor and Park, as well as Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Then we have 100 Sideways Miles by Andrew Smith, Hold Me Closer, The Tiny Cougar Story by David Levitan, My True Love Gave to Me 12 Holiday Stories by a shit ton of people, edited by Stephanie Perkins. Next up is Miss Mayhem and Lady Renegades, both by Rachel Hawkins. 1,000 Pieces of You, 1,000 Pieces of You, and 10,000 Skies Above You, both by Claudia Gray. More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. And finally, From the Notebooks of a Middle School Princess by Meg Cabot. Moving down, we have my favorite shelf mixed with things that didn't fit elsewhere shelf-ish, kind of. First up is Saga Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Followed by The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire by Dan Howell and Phil Lester. Ja, jag har mens hur så by Clara Henry. Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Färjan by Mats Strandberg. Berättelser från Engelsfors by Sarah Bergmark Elfgren, Mats Strandberg, Kim W. Andersson, Carl Jonsson, and Lina Neidestam. Cirkeln or The Circle, Eld/Fire, and Nyckeln/The Key, all by Mats Strandberg and Sarah Bergmark Elfgren. Then we have Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. And the rest of this shelf is basically Rick Riordan, so let's get through this. First is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard Book 1, The Sword of Summer. Then we have the Heroes of Olympus series, first one being The Lost Hero, followed by The Son of Neptune, The Mark of Athena, The House of Hades, and The Blood of Olympus. Then we have the first series that started all of it, that is the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, consisting of The Lightning Thief, The Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. We also have The Demigod Files and The Demigod Diaries. Congratulations! You have made it to the last shelf of my Red Books bookshelf. This shelf consists mostly of Swedish paperbacks, but there are some other things mixed in here as well. So let's get started, and I'm gonna try to do this quickly. The battery on my camera is running out of power, so let's do this. First up is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. No, I do not own too many Rainbow Rowell books. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Swedish edition of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levitan. Himlen börjar här, or The Sky Is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. Doctor Who, The Story of Martha by Dan Abnett. Liten parlör för älskande, or The Lover's Dictionary by David Lloyd. Låt vargarna komma, or Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rifka Brunt. The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, all Swedish editions by Susan Collins. Genom dina ögon, aka The Host by Stephanie Meyer. The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, as well as Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List by Rachel Cohn and David Levitan. Den andra heter Will Grayson, a.k.a. Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Det utvalda 1, Tankeläsaren, which is the Swedish edition of Graceling by Kirsten Cashore. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Torka aldrig tårar utan 1, Kärleken. Torka aldrig tårar utan handskar 2, Sjukdomen. And Torka aldrig tårar utan handskar 3, Döden. A.k.a. the Never Dry Tears Without Love series by Jonas Gardell. We have the first 4 books in Meg Cabot's 1-800 Where Are You series in Swedish. And in Swedish the series is called Saknad. And the books are Träffad av blixten, Ordnamn Cassandra, Gömstället, and Fritagningen. And we have books 2, 3, and 4 in Meg Cabot's The Mediator series. But the Swedish titles are Nionde kortet, Dödlig hämnd, and På liv och död. We have Udda verklighet by Nene Ormes, my old Swedish edition of Wuthering Heights, I Am Number 4, as well as The Power of 6, both by Pittacus Lore. And the last 2 books that I keep here on this shelf don't really fit, so I just have them lying on top here, and as you could see before, those 2 books are Den femte vågen, aka The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, and Livet efter dig, aka Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Hello again, this is Em from the future. As I was editing this video, I realized that I forgot to film kind of an ending to the video, so that's what I'm going to be doing now, and I thought, since it's been a while, I have a few more books that I have added to my bookshelves, so I'm just going to be showing them to you quickly, as they won't be on my TBR tour video, but I still want to show you that I have them, so here we go. Alright, so if I'm correct, there are 5 books that I have added to my bookshelves after filming this video, and the first one is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. Second is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. And we have Revenge, Ice Cream, and Other Things Best Served Cold by Katie Finn, as well as the first book in that series, Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Mend, also by Katie Finn. The last book is My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Wanka. But as far as I know, those were all of the books that are on my red bookshelves, so thank you guys so much for watching this bookshelf tour. I hope you had a lot of fun seeing what are on my shelves, because I had a lot of fun showing it to you. So yeah, that is it for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!